Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and uncover the silent mistake that is literally destroying off-grid battery capacity over time. Look, if you rely on a solar setup or a hefty off-grid battery bank, understanding equalization isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely crucial to the lifespan of your system. Today, we're focusing strictly on setting a proper 60-volt equalization cycle for a 48-volt flooded battery bank. We're going to break down the exact math, the precise settings, and most importantly, the safety procedures you need to follow to get this done without ruining your gear.
So, you might be wondering, why do off-grade batteries just mysteriously lose capacity in the first place? Well, this is exactly where so many well-intentioned folks go wrong. You know the story. People properly install their systems, carefully dial in their standard bulk and float charge parameters, and then they just assume the job is done. Yet, a few months later, boom, they experience unexplained capacity drops. The system just doesn't hold the juice it used to, and they have absolutely no idea why. It's incredibly frustrating, right? But the truth is, they're missing one regular, absolutely vital maintenance step.
Which brings us to Section 1, the silent battery killer.
The root of this whole mysterious capacity loss is a chemical process called sulfation. Basically, sulfate crystals build up on the battery plates, and that creates this really uneven state of charge across the cells. It's like having a few weak links dragging down the entire team. Equalization acts as a targeted fix for this. Essentially, it's a deliberate, controlled overcharge. By intentionally cranking up the voltage, we force all those lagging, weaker cells to catch up with the healthy ones. This physical process actually breaks down those stubborn sulfate crystals and balances out the specific gravity of the electrolyte. Think of it as a hard mechanical and chemical reset for your entire battery bank.
Now, let's get into Section 2, the math behind that 60-volt target. So a lot of the solar and off-grid guides out there will just bluntly tell you, hey, set your charge controller to 60 volts and walk away. But honestly, we don't want to just guess or take things on blind faith. Let's look at the actual foundation of your hardware. A standard 48-volt flooded lead-acid battery bank is constructed from exactly 24 individual cells. Every single one of those 24 cells sits at a nominal voltage of about 2 volts. Now, during the equalization process, we can't just charge them like we normally do. We have to intentionally push the target voltage of every single individual cell up to approximately 2.5 volts. That specific elevated voltage per cell is exactly what triggers the necessary chemical reactions. You'll actually hear it bubbling and gassing, and that's the mechanical action we need to bust up that sulfation. And here is where the math just perfectly clicks together. You take those 24 individual cells, multiply them by our target overcharge voltage of 2.5 volts per cell, and what do you get? Exactly 60 volts. So you see, it's not some arbitrary number or manufacturer magic. It is basic, undeniable cell chemistry that dictates that 60-volt target.
All right, moving right along to Section 3, setting up the actual process.
Knowing the math is fantastic, but getting your controller to actually execute it safely, that's where the real work happens. First off, we need to completely separate this from your daily charging routine. Normally, your standard charging goes through a bulk stage to quickly hit about 80% state of charge, right? Then an absorption stage kicks in, usually hovering somewhere around 57.6 to 58.8 volts. Equalization is a totally different beast. It demands a deliberate push past that absorption point, all the way up to 60 volts to force that controlled overcharge. If your controller lets you configure individual stages, you've got to make sure your equalization voltage is set above your absorption voltage, never equal to it.
Okay, so here are the exact parameters you're going to want to program in. Step 1, and I cannot stress this enough, confirm you are actually using flooded lead-acid batteries. Never, ever apply this to sealed AGM, gel, or lithium batteries, or you will destroy them. Step 2, set your target to that mathematically proven 60 volts. Step 3, set your duration, which is typically between 1 and 3 hours. But keep in mind, a timer alone doesn't actually tell you when to stop. You technically stop when the specific gravity stops rising and stabilizes. And finally, step 4, monitor your current. You really want to keep the equalization current somewhere between 2 and 10% of your battery's amp-hour capacity. If you push it too high, you're going to overheat and warp the plates. Too low, the equalization simply won't have the muscle to work.
This is a perfect segue into Section 4, critical safety and monitoring.
Guys, because we are actively and intentionally applying an overcharge to a massive bank of energy, the physical risks to you and your system are incredibly high. You absolutely cannot just set this and go grab a coffee. This overvoltage massively increases electrolysis, And electrolysis is literally the splitting of water inside the battery, which means your battery is going to generate gas. That gas is a highly explosive mix of hydrogen and oxygen. You must enforce open airflow. I'm talking doors open, fans on, and absolutely no sparks or open flames anywhere near the area. Furthermore, because it splits water, this process consumes your electrolyte. You have to check that your battery plates are fully submerged before you start, and you will very likely need to top them off with distilled water right after. Letting those plates get exposed to the air, that causes permanent damage. And just as a quick reminder, doing this to sealed batteries causes irreversible failure. Just don't do it. We also really have to talk about heat. Lead-acid voltage requirements aren't static. They change directly with temperature. If your battery gets hotter, your controller must automatically drop the target voltage. For a 48-volt system, that adjustment is a drop of 0.12 volts for every single degree Celsius the temperature rises. If your charge controller has a temperature sensor, use it. It's a game changer. If the battery temperature ever exceeds safe limits during this controlled overcharge, you have to hit the brakes and stop the process immediately. Otherwise, you're risking thermal runaway and severely accelerated corrosion.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, the equalization mindset. Before you even walk over to your charge controller to initiate this cycle, it is so vital to approach the process with the proper perspective. Like this quote says, equalization is not routine charging. It is controlled stress applied for maintenance. Think of it like a medical intervention for your battery bank. You're intentionally stressing the system to cure a specific ailment. That sulfation we talked about. If you respect the math, if you respect the safety parameters, and you monitor the process closely, your battery bank is going to reward you with incredibly stable performance and a drastically longer lifespan.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Take a really hard look at your off-grid maintenance schedule. Are you actively equalizing and protecting your power supply? Or are you just letting sulfation slowly and silently destroy it, month by month? The math is crystal clear, the steps are fully laid out. The choice is yours. Keep learning, keep monitoring, and keep those systems running strong.